To do the static characteristics of MOSFET experiment, right? It consists of two parts. One is gate side circuit, another one is anode drain source side. In the gate circuit, what we will have is power supply, high resistance, say of the order of 10 kilo ohms. Then gate is connected, then source back to the battery negative. To measure the gate source voltage, we have got the voltmeter connected. When we come to the other side of the drain source side, we have got the power supply VDS, then load resistance approximately 300 ohms, then ammeter, and a voltmeter is connected between the drain and source to indicate whether the MOSFET is either on or off. In the same way, we will conduct the experiment. This experiment is consisting of two parts. One is we have to identify what is the transfer characteristic, that is a graph between VGS versus the load current or ID. Then after identifying that, after identifying the gate voltages and for which gate voltages the MOSFET will be in the active zone, maintaining those values, we will develop the output characteristic by varying the output load resistance. We start making the connections as per the circuit diagram. This is the gate source voltage. Positive of the gate source voltage has been connected to the 10K resistance. The other terminal of the 10K resistance is coming to the gate of the MOSFET, and the source of the MOSFET is connected back to the negative of the power supply. That's it. To connect the voltmeter across gate and source. Then we start the connections according to the circuit diagram on the drain source side. This is the drain source power supply. Positive point of the drain source voltage is connected to the load resistance, and the load resistance other terminal is getting connected to the ammeter. Ammeter other terminal is getting connected to the drain of the MOSFET. Then the source of the MOSFET is getting connected to the negative supply point of the negative point of the source, the VDS voltage. Then we connect one voltmeter across drain source. That's all. Power to the characteristic module. Power is made on. Then we have to switch on the meters power on. Meters are will be able to read now. Right now, what I do is I will switch on the first gate source voltage. Gate source voltage is switched on. Then I will set it to around 5.5 volts. The initial voltage is around 2.5 volts. Now I am slowly increasing it to get 5.5 volts. Right? During this period, the resistance R2, the resistance value R2 should be in zero condition. Resistance value is in zero condition. Now I have set it to around 4.9. I will increase it to 5.5 volts. 5.5 volts is set. Right? Switch off the gate power supply. Then we will be switching on the anode cathode voltage. Anode cathode voltage is read on this meter. I have switched it on. Initial voltage is around 1.9 volts. I will set it to around 10 volts. Anode cathode voltage is set at 10 volts, 10.2 volts. Right? We have already set the gate cathode voltage, but since I have switched off, the device is not conducting. The moment I make this voltage available, then the device starts conducting and the device is made on. The voltage across the drain source has become 0 and the load what I have connected is drawing 105 milliamperes now. Right now, what the readings we have to take are, now we have to establish the transfer characteristic. The transfer characteristic is the graph between VGS and ID. Right now we will give the gate voltage and then establish the rated current. Now in this table it has been taken as 80 milliamperes. Now we have set it at 105 amperes, and by varying the VGS we should start noting down the variation in the drain current. Now we do the practically the same this one. Now I have switched on, right? Gate voltage is 5.5 volts, 105 milliamperes is flowing through that. Now by controlling the R2 resistance, that is gate resistance, I am going to reduce the voltage that it is applied to the gate source. Right now I have reduced it to 5.35 from 5.5. Still the load current is 105 milliamperes only. Now I have to identify the minimum gate voltage at which the drain source current starts getting controlled. Right, 4.9 also it is not getting controlled, still it is conducting. 4.67, yeah, from 4.4 it starts getting reduced. Right, let me now, for every 5 milliamperes or 10 milliamperes, I should note down what is the gate source voltage. Right, now it has become 65 milliamperes. The gate source voltage is 3.81. Like that, for every 10 milliamperes we should start noting down the gate source voltage. Now it is 47 milliamperes. The gate source voltage is 3.76. Now it is 20. The gate source voltage is 3.61. Yeah. Now it has become almost open. The gate voltage is 3.36 voltage. Now to establish the output characteristic, now I have maintained gate source voltage as 3.54 volts. During that time the drain source current is 12 milliamperes. If I maintain 5 volts here, the drain source current is going to be 105 milliamperes. Whereas now, because I have restricted the gate voltage to 3.54 volts, the load current is only 12 milliamperes. Now the output characteristic is between the VDS and ID. Now I am going to, now VDS is actually 10 volts is applied. Right, now I will vary the VDS from 0 to 15 volts and note down how the current in the drain source current is varying. Right, now it is reading around 6.9 volts. I will make it to 0. Right, the drain source voltage is reduced. Now I start increasing the something wrong with it. Now I start increasing the drain source voltage. Right, now let me go to 4 volts. Still the gate source current drain source current is 12 milliamperes only. Right, now I go to 10 volts also. The drain source current is getting stuck at this constant value. Right, this is the characteristic what we get for the drain source. Even if I apply more than 15 volts, now it is greater than 10, 12, right? Even if I apply a voltage of 15 volts, the drain source current is getting limited to 13 milliamperes. Small variation will be there in the gate. Like that, we have to repeat it for 3 characteristics. That is 3.54, then 3. We have to extract these readings from the this value at different VGSs. Select 2 VGSs and determine the output characteristic. Establishing the static characteristic of IGBT. The IGBT, doing the experiment with static characteristics of IGBT is same as MOSFET only. There we have got the gate circuit. Here also we have got the gate circuit. In the same way, gate power supply has been connected through 10K to the gate of the IGBT. The emitter of the IGBT has been connected to the negative terminal of the gate voltage. Then we have got the collector emitter side circuit diagram, collector emitter source voltage, and that voltage is coming through the load resistance. Positive point of the power supply is connected to the load resistance. Load resistance other end to the positive terminal of the milliammeter. Negative terminal of the milliammeter is coming to the collector. Emitter is connected to the common power supply, negative power supply of the VCE. Then a voltmeter is connected between collector and emitter of the IGBT. The experimental procedure is exactly going to be the same, except that the threshold voltage of the MOSFET is going to be almost 0.7 millivolts, 0.7 volts higher than the MOSFET. Right? Repeat the experiment. Now the gate emitter voltage I have maintained at 4.49 volts, and collector emitter current drawn by the IGBT is 103 milliamperes. Now I control the gate emitter voltage. Right? Now from 4.5 I have brought down it to 4.35, 4.2. The collector emitter current starts getting reduced. Let me maintain around 3.9 volts, right? 3.87 volts I have maintained. From 103 milliamperes, the collector emitter current has come down to 58 milliamperes. So for from 102 milliamperes, every 10 milliamperes, if I note down what is the gate emitter voltage, that gives me the transfer characteristic. The recorded readings are going to be like this. So initially it is drawing a current of 103 milliamperes. As I start reducing the gate emitter voltage, the current starts falling down, and in this particular case we have set it at 58 milliamperes, right? The gate voltage is 3.88 volts. At 3.88 volts of the gate voltage, at 3.88 volts gate voltage, I am getting 59 milliamperes. It is exactly same as the determining the transfer characteristic of the MOSFET. Input output characteristic, we have to make the source gate collector emitter voltage to 0, right? Then increase it by in small values, right? Till we get the I am going to make the gate collector emitter voltage 0. The current has become minimum. Now I start increasing in a small steps. Note down the VCE output voltage, right? VCE voltage starts slowly increasing, right? It reaches 61. After that it is going to remain constant, and even if I apply about 15 volts also, even if I apply around 15 volts, now I have actually applied 16 volts, the current is still at 63 milliamperes. This establishes one output characteristic. For 3 different values of gate voltages, we have to find out 3 different output characteristics. That's all.